the fact that we're able to do a show with 4 women and be somewhat well received, I think really speaks to the fact that our fan base really supports diversity and supports women in football. Hayden Hurst, the tight end. First of all, I like him because he's a ginger. Second of all, I like him because it's all about mental health. That's what every team needs, is a ginger and somebody who's all about mental health.
I loved everything, Urban Meyer. It made me feel better about everything. I'm his biggest fangirl right now. I would give him a lap dance if I could.
Gives a new meaning to the term steak hooker, I guess.
The what?
Gives a new meaning to the term steak hooker. You never heard of a steak hooker?
Who they say gon' beat the Bengals? Who they say gon' beat the Bengals?
What is up, everybody? Hooday, and welcome to Tigress Talk. My name is Jess, aka Hube, and I am joined by 3 of my beautiful friends. We've got Kayla holding it down in Northern Kentucky, and we've got Whitney and Jerry representing our Floridian Bengals fans. Thank you, ladies, so much for being here. Thank you, everybody watching live. Thank you, everyone watching after the fact. If you happen to find us, please subscribe. We would really appreciate it. We are giving away that beautiful game-worn, autographed Von Bell jersey. It's got the captain patch on the front, and it could be yours for the low, low price of free, because all you have to do is subscribe. And once we reach 1,000, we are giving that away. So thank you so much, everybody who has subscribed. If you haven't yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. What are you waiting for? It's free. How are you guys doing? How excited are we after that game? I'm still on cloud 9, I think, from the whole New Orleans experience. But how are you guys doing?
Great. I wish I was there. You guys look like you're having the time of your lives.
We had the time of our lives, and I cannot overstate how much fun it was.
I was living vicariously through all of you guys.
Oh my God.
Incredible.
It was like, I'm still blissed out. I think I texted that to you guys. Like, I'm still blissed out completely. Can't stop smiling.
It was awesome. Yep. Thank you, everybody who's here. Thank you to everybody in the chat. We've got Greg Luther holding it down as always. Oh, he says, Hooday ladies, Luther Vision up and running when you all say so. Okay, so should we do our Luther Vision moment? Should we all strike a pose or just smile nicely for Greg? There you go, Greg. There's your Luther Vision moment.
Why do I suspect that these plan pictures will turn out
way worse? Yeah.
You're probably right, honestly, but it couldn't be worse than like. I feel like that's always mine, but anyway. We got the morning prowl in the house. Tyler, I have to assume that's you because Whitney is in person here, unless she is like all kinds of multitasking, which wouldn't actually surprise me about Whitney. But Papa Bengals is here. He says, hey, you gorgeous Bengals ladies. Hooday. Hooday, Papa. Thank you so much for being here. Hooday Joe's here. He says, Hooday. Hooday Joe. Stranger 4420 says, Hooday. Hooday, Stranger 4420. Thanks for being here. Dalton's here. He says, Hooday. Hooday to Dalton. Bengals and Brews. Hooday ladies. Arrow here. What's up, Arrow? Thanks so much for joining us. Mary's here. Hooday ladies. Hooday, Mary. And we got Lisa. We got our lady friends in the house tonight. We got Lisa. Hooday friends. Hooday Lisa. And Haas is here. He says, Hooday. Hooday Haas. Dalton says, how loud was the stadium? Unbelievably so. Cap said it was louder than Kansas City. And I feel like they are like notorious for being so loud. It was deafening. It was insane.
Yeah.
Oh, look, my unpaid intern who is sitting in my living room says, Hooday. Hello, Bengals captain. Thank you for being here. Greg Luther says, I got a whole collage of pictures. Well, I can't wait to see it, Greg.
Uh-oh. It's Whitney.
Oh, wait, the morning prowl says there. Whitney, I think you have a case of stolen identity.
I'll check into that
we
later.
need to get Kat to investigate that for you. Kelsey says, "Hoo day, Kelsey. What is up? I hope you enjoyed your Taco Tuesday last night." And Brian Bowman says, "Hoo day from the beautiful Southwest." Brian, I am jealous because it is not beautiful where I am right now, and I suspect Kayla as well.
Yeah, it's cold.
I don't like it. So thank you guys all for being here. Gosh, that game was it was incredible on so many levels. And I think the biggest thing that everyone's talking about, obviously, is the offense finally coming together. I mean, Burrow found Mixon for a pass in the first quarter. I love that. I love that they're getting creative. Then he decides to run one in himself, which we have not seen yet this year, which I was like screaming for, and the people around me were just a little bit annoyed. No, I will say all those Saints fans around us are huge Joe and Jamar fans, and they were totally loving it on offense. Defense, not so much. We'll get to that. But everybody was super happy for Jamar and Joe, all the Saints fans I was sitting around. So that was incredible.
Yeah.
Let's see what happened next. The game was close at the half, but then the run defense continues to miss DJ Reader, which I'm very upset about. But, we'll get into that a little bit later too. But I think there's some options there. I think we're going to have to kind of look into what we can do when we face Atlanta and the Browns, unfortunately. But, we'll get to that. Second half, Burrow to Chase, finally. Beautiful. 2 touchdowns, the last one being the game winner. The last one brought tears to my face. And the way he broke those 2 tackles, the way he basically skipped into the end zone, I was absolutely giddy. It was on my right hand. I was on the Bengals sideline side, so it was right on my right hand side, and that's a different angle for me. I usually sit in the end zone, but we sat on the sideline for this game, and it was kind of a new experience for me. Some things I felt like I saw a lot better. Some things I feel like I couldn't see as well, but I was super excited to see that touchdown. It was fantastic. And then T out there, I was really excited to see how involved he got. I mean, I had some concerns about his ankle. Will he be ready to go? Will he be healthy? Will he be limited? Will he be on a snap count? I had all these questions going into the game, and he may have been. I don't know. I didn't read all the snap count numbers, but he looked very healthy. 6 receptions, big chunks for first downs. I mean, he was everything that we needed him to be for sure. And then after Josh Tupou went out, this is probably my favorite part of everything that happened. Jay Tufele, who we talked about before the season started, and it was giving Cap a bunch of crap last night because on his show, the Blind Tiger Show, he was like, "Did anybody talk about Jay Tufele?" I was like, I literally didn't stop talking about Jay Tufele. I would not stop saying his name because I think it's really fun to say. But he stepped out big, and he was so fired up on the sideline. He was right in front of me on the sideline, and he was just absolutely fired up, and I love to see it. I'm really excited for the depth that we have at that position because it looks like we might need it. But, I think that it's going to be I think he's going to be great for us. I'm really excited about him. But, yeah, the way that we stopped them, I mean, obviously they had to go for it on 4th down. They needed a touchdown. A field goal could not win it, and they didn't get it. And it was incredible. Yeah. Incredible. Whitney, what did you think about the Superdome? What did you think about the game?
I was really impressed. So I've always, when I've watched Saints games from the TV, always felt like it looks so dark and dingy in there. It reads very different. I mean, it is outdated and it is dark in there and moody and all of that. And it's older, but it's so much bigger than I thought it was going to be. They know how to throw a party in New Orleans, obviously, but you walk in and there's this huge stage and there's a band going. The band was actually, when I was walking in, playing songs and shouting out Bengals fans and stuff. So it was very welcoming. It wasn't weird or mean or whatever. Yeah. And then you get in the stadium, and I will give the Saints credit. I thought their crowd prompts, their the all of the lighting and music that they did for the team as they came out onto the field and all of that was just spectacular. It just kind of gave me chills, and it is the loudest stadium I've ever been to. So I went to an indoor stadium when I went to Dallas. There's something about the acoustics in there. I could have a conversation with the person next to me without raising my voice at all. It just wasn't loud feeling. Saints, yeah, that Superdome, Caesar Superdome, forget about it. It was rocking.
Yeah, it was crazy. I thought the DJ was really cool too, like the DJ that was actually inside the dome. And I noticed, I happened to look up on the scoreboard and I noticed that it was a player's playlist that he was playing. I forget who now. I forget who now, but they had like his little picture up there, you know, and it was like so-and-so's playlist, pregame music or whatever. And I thought that was a really cool idea. Like, you know, you kind of get into the players' heads, you know, you kind of hear some awesome music that the players like. So I thought that was really cool. I totally agree, Whitney. I thought they did a fantastic job with everything. You know, obviously you're in a dome, so you can't have fireworks. You can't have, I mean, you could, but it might be like one and then it's on fire. And they did like cool like lasers, and they had everybody, they wanted everybody to download an app on your phone. Of course I did not, because I did not want to participate in the light show, but it was pretty cool though. Like, cause at the Super Bowl, you had little tags that you wore, and it was like the halftime show, everything like lit up on cue or whatever. But for this, it was just people's cell phones would light up on cue, because you would put in like where you were sitting. And, you know, for the people who did it, now obviously I'm on the Bengals side. There's probably a lot of people behind me who weren't participating, but I got to see the Saints side, and it was pretty cool, I got to admit.
It was very cool.
Yeah.
I just give them an A+. Like, I thought the game experience itself and all that they did with the music and everything like that was just really, really superbly done. So, yeah, and to your point earlier, Jess, every fan around me, because I had very few Bengals fans super near me, they were all pleasant and nice. No one gave us any trouble. The guy sitting right in front of me was like, he's like, I have a Burrow and Chase on my fantasy team, so if nothing else, like, I got this. He's like, I'm happy no matter what. So yeah, it was just good vibes. It was good vibes everywhere.
Yeah, so that's funny that you say that, because the guy in front of me said if Chase scores 2 touchdowns, I win. I forget how much money, but he had placed a bet that Chase was going to score 2 touchdowns. So at the end of the game, I'm like jumping up and cheering, and then I like tap on the shoulder. I was like, "You won! Your money!"
Yeah. And did he tell you? Because the guy that told me about his fantasy team told me like it was a dirty little secret. Like, he looked around before he said it.
That's
I'm like, I
funny.
won't tell anybody.
No, he was like totally proud of it. And the ladies, so there was 3 guys that were sitting like kind of off to our left, and then there were 2 ladies that were sitting kind of off to our right. And the 2 ladies were like, so this is our first, I can't remember if it was our first game, but they were basically like, it's my birthday and I'm a Saints fan, but I wanted to sit on the Bengals side because I want to see Joe Burrow. Like, she was like, and the whole time she had her phone like zooming in on Joe Burrow. It was the cutest thing ever. She was like trying so hard to get like a really good picture. Like, Cav was like trying to help her out with her phone, because she kept like shaking, like her hands were shaking. She was like trying to zoom in. Like, she was so excited. Like, it was just really cool. And then we had some awesome LSU fans behind us that were wearing LSU jerseys that were like getting rowdy with us. It was awesome. Like, I always try to be. Go ahead. What?
No, I was going to say, did you see also, like, I noticed so many of the EAUX Burrow jerseys.
Yes.
Some were Bengals and some were LSU jerseys. There was a few of those really cool jerseys that were half and half.
Yeah,
Bengals
I took
and
a
LSU
picture.
jerseys. Yeah, there was a lot of that. Like, a lot of that.
I love that so much. And, you know, I don't know about you guys. I feel like Bridget would probably 100% disagree with me on this, but I try and be respectful when I go to other stadiums. I feel like Bridget does not care. She wants to, like, she's all about that smoke. And Bridget, I love you for that. What? Oh, Bridget's in the, sorry, I keep forgetting about this chat. Bridget says the chicken tenders were also 100% yes. So yeah, Bridget, I hope you don't mind saying it, because I would say it to your face. I'm saying it to your face right now. She agrees the pregame environment was pretty cool. The lights were amazing, but Bridget was like blowing all that smoke, and I loved it. But I try to be very like respectful. Like, I don't cheer loudly. I will clap on when we're on defense. I will clap. But then the people behind us started getting like rowdy and started yelling on defense, and then like me and Cav started yelling on defense. So it kind of got like, but it was never like tense or anything. Like, I've had some tense moments at other stadiums. Not really, but just kind of like moments where I'm just kind of like, oh, okay, like, you're annoying. But it was 100% like love most of the time. So
I mixed it up. Like, I'm nice, but like, I'll also like, I figure out really quickly who I can mess with and who will take it okay.
Yeah.
So that I have someone to play fight with the whole time. And then I am guilty of starting some who dat wars. I felt like it was a necessary part of that game day experience to have that going on all the time. So like, I
100% agree.
Yeah.
100%. Okay, I'm going to catch up on this chat. I'm so sorry, y'all. Brian says, shout out to the unpaid intern. Okay, Cap, that's you. Shout out to you. Joe says, indoor stadiums always get turned up a notch in volume. Yeah, it was like reverberating. Check downs to touchdowns, says Brian Bowman. Yeah. Dalton says, getting our gears dialed in, we're on the right track. I totally agree, Dalton. Greg says, my two biggest observations, 1, rhythm, 2, the team having fun. I know. I was also having fun.
It did seem like they got out of their heads this week. Like they weren't overthinking it. They just like went with like, we know who we are, screw this. Like it was an attitude. It was cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rob says, hello, ladies. Nice win Sunday. Are you guys really worried about the Falcons? Hopefully some of you are going to the game. I don't know. They were playing okay, so maybe a little worried, but Kevin's here. He says, hello, everyone. Hello, Kevin. Thanks for being here. Crip's here. He says, hello, ladies of the Who Day. Hello, Crip. Spencer says, Who Day? Who Day, Spencer? Kevin likes your shirt, Whitney. He says, Bengals Whitney White Tiger shirt is awesome. I agree. Is that a hoodie? I like it.
It's a hoodie, yeah. Zebra shirt, super cheap on Amazon.
I love it.
Yeah.
Bengals and Brews says, apparently the press conference area for the visiting team was a closet. Oh, I did not hear or see that, but Bengals captain has a great beard. There you go, Cap. He says, thank you, Kevin. Cap says, yeah, I'd love to hear our DJ talk to the crowd like they did. Get us dancing pregame, for sure, for sure. Cap says, Super Bowl had an expensive RFID system run off an antenna. Saints setup, in my opinion, was way more fun and cheaper. Yeah, and like, I feel like I don't know anything about anything, and I felt like it was low maintenance. Wait, Bridget, we got to know, were the chicken tenders better than Cane's? I'm definitely that away fan. I know you're, Bridget. I would tell you. I would tell you to your face.
Confirmed.
Bridget was going off on FaceTime after the game. I loved it. Yeah, whoever her coworker is, I am sorry. I am sorry for what she said to you while we were eating oysters. Like,
Oh.
and then we were like dancing, and they at this bar, they had this awesome band, and they're playing When the Saints Go Marching In, and she was dancing like this. With her else. I was like, oh God, please don't get beat up in this bar right now. But we didn't. Greg says, me, Strawberry Ice, Bengals and Bourbon, Kieran from Boston, and others were at the Eastgate Theater. We were all screaming, thinking they could hear us down in New Orleans. Yeah, that's awesome, Greg. That movie theater thing sounds like such a cool idea.
Yeah.
Alex McDaniel says, how much do you think practicing in the indoor facility on Friday helped?
It could have.
I
Maybe.
have no idea.
Didn't hurt, apparently.
Yeah.
They all seem to like
said,
it.
Yeah. Bridget said, Falcons have the third best rush in the league. I think we're going to have to figure out how to stop that run. Yes, that is my biggest concern about the Falcons and the stupid Browns. That's honestly my biggest concern. But Christine says, Hooday, sorry I'm late. Can't wait to hear some stories. Also, everyone's smiles are so bright tonight. I love it. Christine, I will dock that from your pay, but thank you for being here. Eric says, Hooday. We also like Justice Orange Zebra Hat. Thank you. Thank you very much. Kelsey says, I love Chase mic'd up, how he told Zach, great game plan.
Oh,
That was
I
a
noticed
personal
that
favorite
too.
of mine also. Because I was like, what'd you got to say now? Huh? Say something now. Say something to Chase. Go argue with Chase about it. Quit arguing with me. Brian says, I've had some tense moments in away stadiums. Really just Baltimore. Well, I applaud you for going into Baltimore because I would not. Sometimes spending more on tickets is about self-preservation. It's dicey in the cheap seats. Wow, that's a really interesting thought, Brian. I did not consider that, but you're probably right. Bridget says yes. I know Bridget was like at the very top of the stadium, at the very top of the dome. So
she was hanging
Bridget
from
said
the
Coker
rafters.
is a Cowboys fan. He got what he deserves. Okay, I have to agree with you there. I thought for whatever reason I was thinking he was a Saints fan, but now it makes sense because you were talking crap to him after the Cowboys lost to the Eagles. So
That reminds me of Jerry with her boss.
yes,
It's just
totally.
straightforward. They do not hold back.
My boss was at the 49ers Falcons game this weekend. And at first he was trying to talk crap to me, and then it got really quiet. And I was like, hey, Matt, just wanted to see how much fun you're having. and sent him a
Honey.
picture of like the score, and he's just like, "Yeah, you're fired."
Don't you get fired every week, Jerry?
I get fired every day.
During regular season, at least once a week.
At least daily. Got it.
Like I greet
Rob
them
says-
with a gif of the Bengals every morning, and he's just like fired.
Fired. Rob says, can you guys do a live show from this Skyline chili place you guys keep talking about? And Cav says, oh my God, Rob, that's a great idea. I would love to. Says,
Yeah,
"Thank
I'm
you."
down to eat some Skyline.
Let's go to Ludlow. I love that place. Filmed many things at that.
Be
Skyline
right
chili.
there. Be right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, so I don't know. I finally got to watch the Amazon Prime intro that we filmed there at Skyline, and it was very short. But I think I was wearing this hat, actually. How about that? But yeah, so that was a lot of fun. I love that Ludlow Skyline. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, overall, the game plan was great this week. I thought that the guys, most importantly, executed the game plan appropriately. So I really feel like that's what happens when everything comes together. And why it worked this week and not other weeks, I don't care. It worked this week, so I feel like now we've got some confidence, and we're gonna be going forward. We're gonna be doing better. But let's get to the bombshell breakdown, because I'm really excited for you guys to see this bombshell breakdown this week. So.
Hey y'all, this is Kayla Kasky with this week's segment of Bombshell Breakdown. And today, well, remember last week how we talked about Burrow was so upset that they took away the long pass. We talked about all the short passes that could be available. This week, the short pass worked for the Bengals, and that's what we're going to look at today. So let's look at the film. Okay, first off, before we get this play set up, this month of October, crucial catch, y'all. Crucial catch month. Get out there and get your screenings done and take care of yourself. All right, I hope y'all been taking notes throughout my bombshell breakdowns, because today we're going back to brackets coverage. Y'all remember that from maybe like week 1 or week 2? The Saints are playing brackets coverage defense here. So this is the pass to Joe Mixon for a touchdown. Just a little pass inside. Here we go. Joe. Uh-oh, let me clear it. There we go. I want y'all to point him out. Okay, so see brackets, and they're kind of on their own over here. But that's where we are. I'm going to back it up just a little bit because it's kind of a busted coverage here. Watch this little guy right here. He's pointing at this Saints guy to tell him, hey, you take Joe when he comes on the inside, and I'm going to take your bracket spot. But he didn't get the memo. So let's watch this guy right here. So see, he's pointing. He's saying, hey, get him. He's coming in. But he missed it. This guy, busted coverage right there. He didn't look at his playbook this week. A touchdown. Okay, y'all, this play is a RPO, run pass option. Before we talk a little more, we're going to look at this guy. Just watch him. Let's see. The play is based off of that guy I just circled. Let's go back. This guy in the middle is either RPO, run pass option. He's either going to cover the run or he's going to cover the pass. He decided to cover the run. It was so quick. Did you see that? He stepped in just for a second. Watch him. Boom, he went in. He was going to go in and cover the run. And Burrow made the quick decision, I'm going to throw the ball. And it gave us a few yards underneath. And then we ran and had a good, probably got a first down there. Okay, y'all, on this is just a quick, easy pass to Jamar Chase. It happens really quick. You don't have to worry about the O-line protection because it happens so fast. Just a few little yards. He makes his defender miss, turns into a big play for the Bengals. Okay, y'all, this is another little pass here to Chase. There he is there on the bottom of the screen. We're going to watch it. It's a go route and stop. So he's going to run about 8 to 9 yards and stop versus continuing to go. So we're going to watch it here. And so it's a short little pass, but let's look at it. If he would have kept running as he has done, in the past couple of weeks, look, he would have been double teamed. So because he stopped, and the defenders thought he was going to keep going, he was able to get the ball, makes his defender miss, and runs it down the field. Okay, so there we go. Several examples of how the Bengals made the short play happen this week. Okay, y'all, well, there's a little glimpse of how the Bengals got the ball to their playmakers this week. It was about the players and not the plays. And New Orleans is a hard place to win in. So let's go get another win this week. All right, this is Kayla with this week's Bombshell Breakdown.
Well, now I understand why it worked. I've been so busy today. I actually worked today, so I was watching that live with y'all. I had not seen that before. I saw the very first part of it, but yeah, that was perfectly done as always by our dear friend Kayla Caskey. So we really appreciate her for that. Chase said Burrow may have the quickest release in the league. He might. And you know what's funny is I noticed she said that you don't have to worry about the O-line protection, but if you look at that, I mean, maybe it was because he released so quickly, but it was a good pocket. While he was standing in it and while he was throwing the ball, it was a great pocket. And I think, the O-line played a lot better this week than they have in weeks past. And I think that they are continuing to gel and to work together and to communicate. And I think it's just going to keep continuing to get better. And I think it really speaks to what we all kind of thought the problem was initially, and it was just the lack of reps, the lack of actual game time and game reps and things like that. So I really feel confident that now that we've gotten this together, it's going to keep getting better. So Dalton says, woot, woot. I love these breakdowns. So thank you, Dalton. We love him too. We appreciate Kayla so much for doing this for us. So Kayla literally showing us how to get those dubs, says Cap. Yes, agreed. Okay, well, let's go to Whitney's game balls and see who she thinks did well this week.
Hot, hot, hike.
All right. I got 2 game balls today. The first one is going to someone who in person has one of the biggest, sweetest smiles, I think. Just gorgeous. He's as big as a barn door, maybe bigger. I think probably the biggest human I've ever seen in my life in person. But also he got major kudos this week on Twitter from the team and from the fan base because he had the best week he's had yet. He did not let haters get to him at all. We all worked on hyping him up when we saw him. So Mr. Lael Collins, hell yeah, dude, you get a game ball. Good game. Good game.
Absolutely. You know what? I thought, Cap told the story about how he asked him about his back when we saw him at the hotel. We saw him outside the hotel. If you didn't see our Twitter photo that I think Whitney posted it, or did Whitney post it or Bridget? I don't remember.
I think
it's
we
out there. You can find it. But we were just talking to him, and he's such a nice guy. And I think Cap asked him how his back was feeling, and he said with all confidence, no hesitation, I feel great. And, we took a picture together and I was like, I believe in you. So I'm not saying that's why he played well.
He was in a good mood. He was just a ray of sunshine. He was just he was cool. He had been standing out there for a while and I kept seeing him laugh and smile. It looked like he was on the phone with someone. And he was just pleasant and he seemed like he was in a really good place for the game. And yeah, I'm really proud of that dude because he's gotten a lot of nasty comments on Twitter and screw that. He was, I'm just so happy for him. I'm just so happy. And I am too. I think we might have had a little something to do with it. I'm claiming it. I don't care.
I would love to claim that, honestly.
Yeah.
And I think Joe Mixon's uncle agreed with you today on Twitter. So that's really all the validation I need. So
yeah, that's all I need to know. Yeah,
it's done for me. But you know what's funny is I thought it was interesting. Jake Lisco said he's not just playing well for Lael Collins. He's playing well in general. He's not just playing better. He's playing really well. So through the first 3 quarters, the fourth quarter maybe fell off just a tiny bit, just a touch. But even in the fourth quarter, Lael was better than the past 5 games. Lael. So I really feel like he's feeling better. It shows, and he's. This is what we are going to see for the rest of the season. So I'm 100% happy for him and proud
Bridget
of him.
texted me earlier and she said, if we have to quit our jobs, if this is our destiny to be personal hype people for Lael Collins or any other Bengals fans, we are apparently for hire because her and I are turning in our resignation tomorrow. To be real.
That is very short notice for me, but I will try to make that work.
Okay, thanks. We'll start a GoFundMe. It'll work out. Just trust. But anyway, second game ball goes to some guys that I met for the first time this weekend, and couldn't have just been nicer and cooler. And I am super pumped and proud that we have them as part of our fan base, the Bengals fan base. They organized just the best away game experience for the people that took them up on it. And even though I wasn't traveling with them because I was coming from Florida instead, and not coming from Cincinnati, they put together one of my top 10 football related memories, hands down, probably top 5, honestly. They were the organizers of the most epic parade down Bourbon Street I have ever seen. And so, to fans of Cincy, all you guys, like, you get a game ball for each of you.
100%. Yeah, Dusko is the guy's name that is kind of the ringleader of them. And I 100% agree. I had my doubts. I really did. When he first contacted me, I was kind of like, this is shady. You know, I feel like when things are too good to be true, they usually are. Not with fans of Cincy. Seriously, like if you book a package with them, if you book the full package, I mean, we had a direct flight from CVG to New Orleans. That's like unheard of. I talked to so many other people who had to change flights in Orlando, change flights in Texas. Like people had to change all over the place. I think when I flew there when I went there the first time, when I went with my friends, we flew out of Columbus and we had to change in Atlanta. So the fact that we got a direct flight, chartered flight, all Bengals fans. I mean, we were doing Who Days on the plane. We were doing Who Days in the terminal. We were just having the best time ever. And then you show up in New Orleans. There's a guy standing there with a sign, fans of Cincy. Okay, get on this bus. You get on this bus. It takes you right to your hotel room. They hand you your key when you walk in the door. They're like, here's your hotel key. And you just go to your room. You don't got to wait in line. You don't got to wait for a taxi. I mean, it was literally could not have been easier. It was just absolutely first class the whole way. That parade, honestly, like I still smile when I think about that parade. And if you've never been to New Orleans, I did write a little post about it on Instagram. So if you can go see my post on Instagram, but these second line parades, it's kind of a New Orleans tradition, and anybody can organize one. You just have to, contact the appropriate authorities. But these go all the way back to like when the slaves were freed, and they would have these parades to announce like their aid that they were bringing. Like they would bring people food, they would help people get loans. So they would use these second line parades to help kind of like support the community and talk about their outreach and things like that. So now people use these parades for weddings and funerals, and any party that you have, you can organize a second line parade for. So that's what they did, and it was incredible. The Inquirer actually did a story on it as well. I don't know if it was a full story. It was definitely a photo thing though. So you can find that on the Inquirer, but hands down, coolest thing I've ever been a part of as a Bengals fan. So
yeah, I thought it was, I don't know about you, but I just assumed it was going to be like, I was going to show up and see how it looked. Like I didn't expect all that. I thought it would be like, how like if wedding parties will do like a second line parade. I saw one while I was in town, and it's like 50 people, 60 people. Yeah, at most. And it's just like the wedding party and stuff. And it's cute and it's sweet. I thought really that was what our turnout was going to be. We like wrapped around the block practically. It was hundreds of people. It was insane. And it was a high I have not experienced yet. It was so cool. But I also do want to give like a secondary shout out to Bengal Trailer. So somebody asked earlier how the tailgates work between fans of Cincy and their epic VIP tailgate, and then the Bengal Trailer guys. Like you had a home if you were a Bengals fan to tailgate, and they were both incredible. Everybody was there. So yeah, tailgating was awesome.
Yeah. So the Bengal Trailer guys, they rented out a whole parking lot. And they set up in the back of this whole parking lot, and it was crazy. And then the fans of Cincy guys, they did the same thing, and they had like tents, and it was all you could eat. They had all the New Orleans food. They had an open bar with alcohol and mixed drinks, like literally everything you could possibly want, all included. If you book the full package, it was all included. And if you don't want to book the full package, I think somebody asked if we were going to use them for Tampa Bay. I would love to. I wish we could. I think we're going to be staying longer. So if I was going for Friday through Monday, I would absolutely book with them again. I think they are phenomenal, but I will probably try and like see where they're staying or kind of get with them, because I really believe in these guys, and I think they're doing a really great job with everything. So
yeah, so many game balls.
Eric says, we are all living vicariously through y'all. So jealous. Oh, thanks, Eric. I wish everyone could have been there. It was there were so many people there, but I truly wish everyone could have been there, because it was such a heartwarming experience after a really crappy week. It was a really nice way to kind of just get re-energized and talk to actual human people and not their tiny little pictures that's not even them on Twitter. So it was really great. It was really great for my mental health. But
Yeah. Can we talk really quick though? The one thing we have left out of the game day experience, Jess,
what's that?
the absolute tsunami we were hit with as soon as we left the stadium, which I have decided was the tears of the Saints fans. Like, but
I was
we
gonna
got
do that as my conspiracy
poured on.
theory. But no, I totally agree. I think it was the tears of the actual Saints.
Bring it up later. No one heard me.
But yeah, it was like the Notebook.
I almost spit my drink out.
It was just as beautiful of a love story as the Notebook. But you know what? It's funny because me and Whitney, we like somehow found each other in this like absolute mess of chaos because first of all, I went out the complete wrong door. I don't know what I was thinking. I like went out through this like secret tunnel at the bottom. Like, I don't know why I decided I was going to go out through a secret tunnel. That's not the way I got in there. But I was like, oh, secret tunnel. I should probably go out this way. Absolutely not. Okay, I got so lost in that part. It took me to a parking garage. I was like, I walked here. So now I don't know how to get out of here. But I ended up finding Whitney and we were both just like completely soaked. And I was like, and Whitney said to me, she said, I can't believe if we had lost, I would be so angry right now.
Yeah. The win made that epic. A loss would have made that. I would have been harming myself probably, or stopping in the nearest bar for sure.
I mean, it's like, what else could you do? I mean, the options were stop somewhere. I don't know where. I don't know how long this was going to last. It could have lasted all night. So then what? You're stuck at one place for all night. But so we just powered through it and walked through, and it was pretty epic. It was not something I would choose to do again, but I was pretty upset with myself for not bringing my ponchos because I usually, if you've seen me on game day, my bag is ridiculous. I literally have everything you could ever possibly want or need inside my bag, and I took my ponchos out for this game because I was like, it's a dome, it's New Orleans, I'm not going to need my poncho. I needed my poncho, and I didn't have it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Bridget. Bridget says Jess found the best orange and black mask for the parade. So that was such a happy accident. We were going to brunch, and I just so happened to stop in the store. I mean, I love cheesy, like, touristy shops, so I, like, stop in every single one. And I happened to see these masks on the wall, and they had these orange and black, like, feather boas, like, on the outside of the stores. That immediately made me want to go in there. But they had these awesome orange and black masks. You probably saw our pictures on Twitter, but it was, yeah, they were great. So I was like, everyone needs to come buy a mask.
I know. I immediately, as soon as I walked to the parade, I didn't even get to say hi to anybody. Jess was just like, we're going to go get your mask. Yeah. I wish I had it out right now. Still in my luggage.
Mine's already in my I unpacked my bag yesterday because I have to work the next 3 days, and so mine's already in my costume closet. So
yeah, nice costume.
It's ready for next time.
That's awesome.
Okay, well, let's do We Need to Talk. All right, We Need to Talk is sponsored by Birmingham Meadery. Code Tigress gets you 15% off 2 or more bottles of mead. Go check them out. They are awesome. Guys, awesome Bengals fans, I am drinking this Dreaming of the Horned King traditional mead. This is delicious. I'm drinking it out of my Birmingham glass. So what do we need to talk about, ladies?
Well, we already kind of touched on it, but that was the best game for the O-line so far, statistically, for the whole unit. So other than Jonah in the second half was, I guess, a little bit lower, but other than that, I mean, as a whole unit, it was the best that they've done all year. So,
and I think Jonah's still a little banged up, and I know he's not been playing as well as we thought he would, just based on, everything last year. We kind of thought he would take a step up, and he's kind of, not been as not taken as big a step up as we all hoped, but I think his knee dislocation, which sounds ridiculously painful, that he suffered during the Ravens game maybe impacted him a little bit. But oh my God, I agree. It was fantastic. And maybe they're just finally clicking. Maybe there's kind of Joe's getting the ball out quicker, so it's not as glaring. So whatever reason, whatever they're doing, it's working. Like what Kayla said, he got the ball out quickly, so it didn't matter that the O-line was doing a fantastic job, but yeah, it's so great to see, because I think that was the one question that everybody had going into the season, and legitimately so. But yeah, things are looking up for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to talk really quick. I need to talk about, I loved Joe Mixon's interview, the little bit of interview I saw in the locker room today, for multiple reasons. I liked his optimism and like how he talked about we're hitting our stride, and I liked his confidence and all that. But specifically, I want to point out a point he made that I think doesn't get near enough talk, and that's how good Joe can be with his legs, like how elusive he is.
Yes.
No one talks about it. He doesn't get any credit for it. It's not something he's like known for, but Joe Mixon was talking today, like if we let him do it more, like he's so evasive. Like he's so slippery, and he can use his legs more than what most people think. So I think that's a cool point.
I 100% agree. I love that so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, Bengals Nation 09. You all look beautiful tonight. Thank you, Bengals Nation 09. Good luck in the home stretch of your pregnancy, Jerry.
Thank you.
Good luck.
She's in the red zone.
I love that. That's incredible.
You can do it.
I love you, Whitney.
I love you too.
So I would say we need to talk about the defense. Obviously, this wasn't their best game so far this year, and it's glaringly obvious that we are really missing DJ right about now. But I think it's important to point out they had two big stops at the end of the game that we needed, and back-to-back series. And that, I don't care how they played before that. That's all that mattered to me.
It's how you finish. For
Exactly.
Sure.
Yeah,
it's an interesting point, and I've been listening to kind of other people's thoughts on this, and some people think it's Tyler Shelvin time, which I am 100% on board with. Some people think that we need to go out and sign somebody. I don't know how I feel about that. People have talked about moving pieces around, and it's just, is it Zach Carter time? Is it Joseph Osai time? I mean, there's things they can move around. There's things that they can do, but it's definitely a concern of mine. But I in Lou, we trust. So I really believe that he will find a way, because everybody knows that these two teams run the ball a lot. They don't have good quarterbacks. So that's what teams without good quarterbacks do, is they run the ball a lot. So they know they've seen this date on the calendar for a while. They know that this is going to be a problem. So I think that they're going to find a way to scheme around it, but we'll see.
Yeah.
It's definitely something to watch for. So,
I mean, their second half stats though this year are just like stupid good and
out of this world.
I think it's a testament to Lou and his staff, and the players are so good at self-diagnosing and making adjustments at the halftime. I think they're one of the best teams in the league, or defenses in the league, for doing that. They see stuff and they address it on the spot. And also they're clutch, like Jerry was talking about, like whatever happened the rest of the game when they were needed most, and where we had no talk, like you either had to stop them or you were toast. Like they did it, so they can dig deep when they really need it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They play with a lot of grit, I feel like, most of all.
Yeah, they do.
Greg says, in my opinion, the biggest play of the game besides the Chase TD was Hendrickson tipping Dalton's pass on third down. Hendrickson was an animal, and I was not happy about his roughing the passer deal, but I don't think that takes away his amazing game. I mean, Zach gave him a game ball. I don't think it takes anything away from his overall performance. I think he just got a little in the moment there, but I think he had a fantastic game. So
Yeah.
And I will say that even though our depth has been tested a little bit, every time someone's had to step up, I've been pretty impressed. So far. But I'm really encouraged by that. And I think that that's a testament to Lou as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Joe Bocce's back, so that's really exciting. So yeah, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of depth hiding in our defense, I think, and that's something
Yeah.
that we didn't really have as much last year. So that's something I'm really excited about. I hate injuries. I hate them so much, but when you have guys that can step up, it makes things a little bit easier to deal with. Rob says, "Glad BJ Hill is good for you guys. We love us some BJ Hill." So
Yeah. He's awesome. I think
incredible.
too, though, like to Kayla's point, it's coaching for sure, but also I think it's a testament to the types of guys that we've insisted on bringing in since we started turning over the team and like forming our own team. Like those guys stay ready. Like you don't have to
Oh,
get
for
ready
sure.
if you stay ready. They're professional. Like they don't get up in their fields and like get lazy when they're not getting played and when they're
They don't
second
get
or
sent to
third
the
straight.
locker room for throwing a fit on the sideline.
Thank you.
They don't get in fist fights
Yes.
in the locker room. I mean, do you guys just smile every time you read these stories about other teams and just think like, couldn't be my team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't be my
Every
team.
time.
Our
Sorry,
team
Dalton.
takes it out on the ping pong table or the chessboard. That's it.
Right.
or I imagine them having like dance offs. Like that's probably another thing they do.
Right.
Yeah.
Dalton said, "Do you think the Falcons will add Desmond Ritter in someplace to mix it up a bit?" I don't know.
I would doubt it. They haven't yet, right?
What?
It's just been
Yeah,
Mariota.
Cap just said like Taysom Hill. I mean,
Well,
maybe, but I mean Andy's a backup, so they have Mariota as their starter. So I don't know with their starter be. I mean, I know he's not fantastic, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
But okay, I think we need to talk about, was Burrow really hurting more than he let on? I know I've talked about this multiple times, but I really do feel like this injury or this surgery that he had was way more serious than anybody gave him credit for, because he is a super hero and has just, but I really feel like he's back now. I feel like this Burrow that we saw on Sunday is the Joe Burrow that we know and love, the Joe Burrow that I'm obsessed with. That was our Joe Burrow that we saw on Sunday. So I think he's back, honestly. And I think, obviously you'll have ups and downs throughout the season. And maybe this was just a high for him. And maybe he'll kind of, take a tiny step and then take a big step. And then, I really feel like over the course of the season last year, he continued to get better and he continued to get more creative on offense. They started out running a whole bunch and then they kind of got things going as the season went on. And I think that this season is kind of shaping up the same. So if we could end with a good playoff run every year, I think that would be a very successful franchise. So, but then also, I love that all the players were calling out the game plan, and Zach, I feel like he is back in the eyes of the fans a little bit. Like I feel like he won some of the fans back that were, really upset with him. But I think that there was a lack of execution, like we talk about all the time. My favorite word is execution. And I feel like now that we're executing these plays, he's got a really good play design. And it's funny because I heard, anybody who knows me knows that I love Mike Santagana, Bengals Sands on Twitter. I love his film breakdown. And he said something interesting on the Locked On podcast where he said that like Frank Pollock and Zach Taylor are abandoning the types of plays they like in order to get the plays that work for this personnel. And they're like scheming things up that are going to work really well for the guys that we have on our team. And the funny thing is that when I talked to Kyle Caskey, my friend Kayla's husband, former running backs coach for the Cincinnati Bengals, the Detroit Lions, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and various college teams, I probably can't even name them all, but he talks about personnel and about how it's all about who you have on your team is how you kind of develop these plays. And so I don't really know exactly what Mike was talking about. I kind of zone in and now. I have ADHD, and when I listen to podcasts in the car, sometimes I like think about other things. So when Mike said that, it kind of stuck out to me, but I don't exactly know what he was talking about as far as like their plays that they like. I don't really know all that, but I thought that was an interesting comment from him. So I'm glad that it's working and awesome stuff.
Yeah. Mixon kind of touched on that, I think, in his interview, just about like, how did he put it? Something along the lines of, I think he was asked about like, so this team knows what their identity is now. And he mentioned like, this team knows that they can play any team any way they need to. Like, we don't have to go with a certain type of style like their identity, I think, is flexibility. Like, we're going to see what you do well, and then we can do a million things well. Like he talked about, like the trio of wide receivers, him as a running back, and Joe, what he can do. He's like, we can play anybody any kind of way. And so maybe that's our identity. So.
Yeah. Wow, this is probably the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me, Bengals Nation 09. Thank you so much. He says, you're all an inspiration to many who watch the podcast and highlight what's good with the Bengals fan base. Thank you, Bengals Nation. That's so nice of you. And then we have Derek in here with a karaoke moment. I think Derek's having a karaoke moment.
I know. I kept laughing.
You can be my hero, bird. You can take away my pain. Oh, yeah. I will stand by you forever.
It's amazing.
I'll stop there because Derek stopped there, but it's fantastic. But anyway, okay, I completely skipped over the fan stuff, the viewer questions, and the conspiracy theories. I apologize, y'all. I am all over the place today, so let's get to that now. All right. Thank you so much to everybody who submitted questions on Twitter. Christian normally has a serious question and some fun questions for us, but he said no serious questions this week. So we're all off the hook with Christian for the serious questions. I guess winning lightens the mood a little, I guess, Christian. But thank you so much for your questions. So he says, number one, for all the NOLA gals, what was your favorite moment of the weekend? I think we touched on that a little bit. I think mine was definitely the parade, wouldn't you say, Whitney?
Yeah.
And then winning the game.
I was just going to say, might be topped by winning the game just a little bit, but the parade was pretty epic.
Okay, but the parade we all took part in, and the game we just watched. So I feel like that takes a little bit of precedent. I mean, it's like you can only control so much, and I was determined to have a good time no matter what happened in that game.
Yeah. Parade.
So yeah, that was awesome. And then, I'm sorry, I totally misread that, Christian. I'm an idiot. What was your favorite meal of the weekend? Char-grilled oysters at Felix's. Although
Felix's.
It was hard. So Felix's was this little oyster bar place, and it was kind of a dive. You had to stand in line outside to get in. And so you stand in line outside to get in for an unknown period of time. And then you finally get into your table, and they've got all this amazing stuff on the menu, but the oysters by far were the best. And I had oysters on the half shell. I had the char-grilled oysters, which is like oysters that are, I guess, grilled. I don't really know how they cook them, but they're cooked. And they had like Parmesan cheese and like breadcrumbs. And they came with this like loaf of bread that's like just like drenched in butter and deliciousness. And it was heavenly. I ate it twice. I ate it on Friday, and I ate it
that
again
cocktail sauce was legit too.
They had the spicy cocktail sauce. It was great. And then Cap says Pelican Club, OMG. Yeah, so the Pelican Club, I wrote a very detailed review on the Pelican Club on TripAdvisor. So I was
it amazing? Because that was on my list to go to, and you can't make it to everything. So, but that was one I
absolutely can't. You have to pick and choose. I woke up really early on Saturday morning, and I was like so excited, and I'm like staring at Cap, watching him sleep like a creeper. And then I was like, I'm gonna make dinner reservations and brunch reservations, and I'm gonna see what all reservations I can make. So I literally read like 100 restaurant reviews. I picked out a brunch place and a dinner place, and I think I nailed it, honestly. But the Pelican Club was like a 3-course deal. Cap got escargot, which I don't think I've ever had escargot before. Cap said he had. I may have had it on a cruise ship once, but I don't really remember it. But this was delicious. Like, I never thought eating snails would be so amazing, but it absolutely was. And then I had some sort of like crab seafood thing as my appetizer, and then I had this stuffed fish. It was just the Gulf fish, whatever they caught that day, I guess. I don't remember what kind of fish it was, but it was delicious. I did not care. Honestly, I love seafood so much. I will literally eat any type of seafood. Like, just put it in front of me. I will literally eat it. I love seafood so much. So that was New Orleans is the perfect destination for somebody like me. But it was great. And then
we ate a lot.
Yeah, I did eat a lot. Christian says, for Kayla, did you end up being the killer? And then there were none. That was so sweet of you, Christian, to remember that awesome play that Kayla was in. Kayla, I'll let you talk about that.
I was not the killer, and I
thought she was for the whole time.
Well, a lot of people did. I'm very suspicious, apparently. But no, I wasn't the killer, and I didn't die.
Nope. It was a happy ending. It was a
Yep.
beautiful happy ending, and she was not the killer.
Which, if you read the book, it's a different ending because the book does not have a happy ending, but the play does.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I never read the book, but that's really funny to know. That's cool that they kind of throw you off, like you think you know how it's going, and you don't. I love that.
My dad
Plus, I
came
love
to the
happy
show
endings.
and he was like, it was a different ending than what I was expecting.
That's not how the story goes.
So
It was
funny.
Got to keep people on their toes.
Apparently.
I love that. And then he asked Jerry, just how close were you to labor on Sunday?
So, I'm not gonna lie, it got a little dicey towards the end. And I was just a little worried. I text Kayla and I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little worried that we scored too quickly when Chase scored that last touchdown because there was still like almost 2 minutes left. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I've seen this play before. Like, oh, I couldn't hardly breathe. I kept telling myself, I'm like, you just gotta breathe. And then I could feel like the Braxton Hicks contractions like the entire second half of that game. It's like I was excited, but then I just was like, I had to remember to breathe. And I'm like, I'm sorry, buddy. Like, this probably isn't the best thing for us right now, but we won. So
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Bengals Nation 09 said, did you meet any celebrities while you were there during the weekend? We saw some players. We saw the players as they got to their hotel and as they were kind of leaving for the evening. What? Oh, and Luke Knoll, the comedian, he had a show there over the weekend, and he was at the game, so that was.
I thought I saw him talking to you guys or someone else, and then I got distracted. I was like, oh, whatever. I missed it.
We
But yeah, I
originally
saw
thought
him.
we might go to his show, but then we got rained on, so that our whole night, our plans kind of all changed. But yeah, I would love to see his show at some point. But yeah, it was really fun. I think that was it, though. Really, I can't think of anybody.
Isaac Curtis was there.
Oh yeah, there were a lot of
At the
form. Icky
parade.
Woods was there,
Yeah.
and there were what? Joe Kelly was there, and there were a bunch of guys there, which was awesome. I love that these veteran guys support these new guys on the team. I think it's so cool.
It is cool.
But okay, and then Stranger 4420 popping in with a serious question. If our mascot got a girlfriend, what should her name be, and should she be on the Bengals? Well, Stranger 4420, according to my dream that I had, she is a white tiger, and her name is Cincy. And she's not necessarily on the Bengals, but, Houday kind of goes out there with them and kind of, like, watches them and, like, kicks his little feet as they're dancing. So I imagine her involvement would be similar to that. So thank you for your serious question. All right. And then Eric asks, random living in the Midwest question. I grew up in North Dakota where we called it pop. Living in Florida, they call it soda. Wait, is that true? They call it soda in Florida?
I hadn't noticed.
Psychopaths.
I get so many people that are like, what do you want? I'm like, a pop? They're like, you mean a soda or a Coke? It's either soda or Coke, even if it's Pepsi.
That's absurd to me. Okay. So I feel at home at Cincy, but I need to know, is it pop or soda? It is pop, 100%. Pop all day long. Let's not talk about those people who call everything Coke.
That doesn't make any sense. A
Okay,
Sprite
I
is
have
not
a
a Coke.
confession to make about that, Eric, because as a child of both worlds, as somebody who is, my mom is originally from Alabama, Auburn, Alabama. I talk about it sometimes. I'm kind of like an Auburn fan just because of my family and everything. But in the South, in Alabama, everybody calls it Coke. You say, what do you want to drink? You say Coke, and then you say, what kind? What kind of Coke? What? I will say that Coke was invented there. Coca-Cola was invented in Columbus, Georgia, or Atlanta, Georgia, whatever story you choose to believe. And then they have the World of Coca-Cola in Atlanta. And so maybe that has something to do with it. But they literally call everything Coke, and it's mind-boggling. But it's always been pop for me because I was born and raised in Cincinnati until I was 10 or 11, and then I moved to Alabama. So I called it pop my whole life, and it will always be pop to me.
And that is it's correct. It's not even up for debate as far as I'm concerned. It's the right way. All other ways are wrong.
Yeah, agreed. All right, and then we got Chase Engel, who is a first-time caller on Twitter questions. So thank you, Chase. We need to make like a first-time caller like grab like wee woo, first-time caller, wee woo.
Just clip that and play it.
So, Cass said I just made it, so I really hope we don't clip that and it becomes a thing. I can do better, I think. But Chase Engel says, "Are we sure we like Eli Apple blowing smoke on Twitter?"
We have talked about this before.
I think we do.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's funny.
Yeah. And I love that he kind of gets it honest from his mama because she don't play around either.
Yeah.
She will mess you up. And
I love
so
his mom.
I have to respect that.
His mom low-key scares me a little bit. But yeah, I think it's what? In a good way, obviously. But I would not want to be on her bad side. Let me just say that. Like, I love her, and I think she's awesome and hilarious as long as I am not the one who has made her upset. And I never intend to be. But anyway, I think, it's funny. Eli Apple, people are so divided on him. I mean, people in New Orleans literally hate him. I saw a man with a shirt on, and I don't remember what it said. I wish I could remember what it said, but it was something like, it was like small print. It was like a whole paragraph about Eli Apple, and he like lives in their heads. I can't even say rent free because he gives it right back to him. So it's like they just have this mutual hatred for each other, and I can't say I understand it, but we won the game. That's the most important thing. But yeah, he's a talker, that's for sure.
It's funny. It's just funny.
Chase Single says, T. Higgins' mom gained a follower on Twitter this weekend. Oh yeah, T. Higgins' mom is a great follow
awesome.
on Twitter.
Oh,
if you don't
yeah.
follow her, she is the bomb. All right. Well, thank you again for everybody who submitted your questions. Let's do some conspiracy theory. Shout out to Cap, who rejuvenated my bucket hat for me. It's the same foil. He kind of reshaped it for me. So it's less potatoey, and it's more like fez shaped or bucket hat shaped.
Very stylish.
Anyway, we got some conspiracy theories this week, y'all. I feel like as the season goes on, the conspiracies just get weirder and deeper and more legitimate, maybe some would say. So let's see. Greg Luther said, conspiracy theory question. Does Dalton plan every year to be on a team that plays against the Bengals? I think we kind of touched on that, but I think he might, honestly. I think that is 100% a possibility.
I think we should make everybody guess, like, what team he ends up on next year.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
Uh-huh. Let's just everybody guess.
This sucks because Andy's such a nice person.
He is such a nice guy, and honestly, and I said this on Twitter, and I said it a couple different places, but I really wish him nothing but love and the best and everything he does, and I really appreciated what he did for the city of Cincinnati while he was here, and so I love Andy Dalton. I love his whole adorable blonde family, and I hope they live the happiest, most fulfilling lives they possibly can, and I hope they lose to the Bengals every time he plays them. But I do kind of feel like he's kind of like, see, I ain't that bad, like he really, I don't know.
Do you think he's still bitter that we benched him on his birthday on a Tuesday on a bye week?
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know why I remember that so vividly, but I was just like,
that's a little rough.
I feel like I blocked it out of my memory, but I remember it because I was in London. That was in 2019 when I was physically in London the day after the game. And yeah, that was his birthday. God love him. But Rob says Andy and his wife are great people. They absolutely are.
Yeah.
No doubt.
One. I don't know what happened. Oh, somebody said, Bengals said, Nation 09 said, great graphics. Thank you. You have my unpaid intern to thank for those graphics. So thank you. He appreciates that compliment. Don't do Steelers. No.
Don't say that.
Why would you break my heart like that?
There's just some things we don't say on this show, guys.
Oh. Okay, I'm trying to find these because I don't think I put them all on this document because my life is in chaos. But Eric Walschlager also said that this was his conspiracy theory that maybe Paul Brown and Joe Burrow are the same person. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, I remember seeing that.
Oh yeah.
I feel like this was kind of going around at one point. That's better.
It was. It's that eyebrow like little quirk that he does too. For me,
is it weird that I don't think they look alike?
I think it's like the smirk in their eyes.
Yeah.
I don't think they look that much alike.
It's that mischievous. Yeah. I think they share some DNA. I think let's open an Ancestry.com account or 23andMe. Somebody hold Joe down, get a quick swab. We're gonna find this out.
Get his DNA. That could be weird. Doesn't have to be.
We gotta know. I'm not addressing that, Cap.
He is on something tonight.
That's going on a t-shirt.
Anybody else have any conspiracy theories? Jerry, do you have any?
We'll have Jules make a sign for Cap. So he can hold it.
She's gonna be there on Sunday. I can't wait.
I will pay you $100. I will Venmo you, Cap, if you let Jules make you a sign that says that and you hold it up. Okay. You're always on camera. It would ruin every bit of reputation you've ever built. But I still, for $100, I will do it. I want you
For $100, give up your ever being on camera ever again. You would probably do that. You'd be like, yes, please stop putting me on camera.
Oh, shoot. Oh, my cheeks hurt. That's funny.
No, so I have a conspiracy theory, and it was like right before we got on, I saw a Barstool article that was trying to involve Joe Burrow in some unnecessary like drama. It was him with like that one like really super cute LSU gymnast that's like really big on Instagram or TikTok or something. And she made a TikTok and then she put a picture in it with her and Joe Burrow, which I think it's like a really old picture because I see it all the time. And they're just like putting like the L on there, but they're trying to make it seem so much bigger than what it was. So I feel like they're just trying to throw like unnecessary drama at him to throw him off his game or maybe get him in trouble with his girlfriend. But I read that and it wasn't even like a full article. It was just like, here's the TikTok. Are her and Joe Burrow together?
Like typical garbage.
Yeah. And I'm just like, this is the dumbest thing I've seen in a very long time.
That sounds really, really dumb. But honestly, Whitney, remember what you were saying at the beginning of the year? How you were just going to troll Joe Burrow and make him better because he loves it. He loves it when people are messing with him. But also, I do think it's kind of hilarious because Joe Burrow is not involved in social media.
Exactly.
So, like,
right.
He doesn't even see your garbage. Like, he doesn't see your garbage story. Like, which is just really funny. So
it's funny all around. My only wonder is, because I think you're dead on, it's either someone from the Steelers camp that originated that, or the Browns camp, or the Ravens camp, or it's like a Tampa Bay, the Tom Brady camp thing where he wants all the heat off of him for his personal life.
Oh.
He wants to ruin everyone's relationship.
Yeah.
Can't rule it
Like,
out.
if I'm breaking up, everybody's breaking up.
Well, and I think it's like the media hates that they can't really find like dirt on Joe because Joe doesn't go out and party. He doesn't.
Sorry, he's perfect.
Yeah, like he doesn't, cause drama on Twitter. He kind of stays to himself and he does his job. And he's a really like personal guy. So.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you have Lamar Jackson like quote tweeting every terrible thing everyone says about him, even if it's a troll with 2 followers. He like quote tweets them and gives them their 5 minutes of fame, which is exactly.
That's what happens when you don't have your own agent. Like, he's just out there, like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say what I was going to say.
Or like friends that have your best interest, or like literally anyone. But yeah.
Yeah.
Rob Duncan says Burrow has a great girl and he knows it. Yeah. I mean, come on. Okay.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. Eric says Joe is so cool. He'll just say, relax. I agree. All right. I think that's all the conspiracy theories we have for this week. Thank you, everyone who submitted yours. Let's see. Where am I? Okay. Let's ask Miss Jerry her prediction.
All right, so this is staying on again because we're 2 for 2 when I do this. Because remember, the baby has blocked some of my ESP.
Right.
So I have to say the exact opposite of what I really feel in my heart. And it really does reject, like my body rejects it when I say it. But last week, I think I said that the Bengals were going to lose by 1,000,000 points. And this weekend, I think it will be a bazillion points. And, you know, we're just going to be running the wrong way, running out of the stadium. Like, they're just going to leave in the middle of the game.
Everyone quits at halftime.
Exactly.
Oh, that's funny. You know what's funny? As I was thinking about your prediction today, Jerry, and I was thinking to myself, you know, you said we were going to win by 100 points or a million points or whatever you said, and then we ended up winning not a really close game. It was closer in points, I feel like, than it actually looked, you know, when you were there watching the game. I feel like it did not feel close, but then the points kind of made it close. And so I thought maybe you were going to say that since it was like the opposite there, you're going to say like we're going to lose a close one this time, but I'll take a lose by a million points and never quit at halftime. I think that's great. I think that's a great anti-prediction from you and your little nugget you're cooking there. So.
Yeah, Joe's going to take his ball and go home.
Oh, that is funny. Okay, Kayla, let's get to the injury report.
Okay. Buckle up, because we got a couple. But we'll start with the good stuff, maybe. Logan Wilson is day-to-day. We thought it was going to be a lot worse than apparently it is. So he's not even rolled out for Sunday.
I mean, when you tweet out God's plan, I'm thinking like you are almost dead.
I know. That scared me to death. I was like freaking out.
Knocking on heaven's door like, no, why? Why?
Yeah.
Curse you, God. This is not your plan. And then, yeah, now he's day to day. So it's like, maybe that was God's plan.
Maybe that is God's plan. Yeah. So that's good. Josh Tupou, obviously, week to week, did not practice. Gunter did not practice today. And then Jamar Chase popped up on the injury report today with a hip injury. But it's Wednesday, so let's not freak out yet. But it's something to watch.
Yeah, I think our dear friend Arrow is the one who talks me off the ledge every Wednesday and says that veterans rest a lot on Wednesday. So they could show up on an injury report on Wednesday and actually be fine. So I'm not going to freak out. Maybe a little bit, just because that's like my favorite pastime is anxiety about things that I have no control over. But
Same. Yeah.
Yeah, I was really sad that that Jeff hurt himself before the game even started. That was really a bummer, and I didn't even quite know it until like mid game. I forget. I think Cap was talking to me about it because I didn't see him get carted off. At least I don't remember seeing him get carted off. So that was really a bummer for him. He's really been one of my favorites this season. So hopefully he gets back to doing well soon.
And I haven't seen any other updates other than that he didn't practice. I don't know if any of you have, but I didn't see anything when I was looking around. Yeah.
No.
But the good news, well, not good news, it's still bad news, but the Falcons are banged up too. So Casey Hayward, they put on injured reserve, I think yesterday. Yeah. And then AJ Terrell has a thigh injury, and he's like their number one corner, I think. So
okay, I don't know who that one is, but yeah. I feel like
so
Casey
yeah,
Hayward is a big one. Yeah.
Yeah. So
well, I think we all remember what happened the last time we played the Falcons down in Atlanta. At least I will literally never forget Tyler Eifert's leg shattering on live TV. But
oh god,
yeah,
we won that game. Remember that awesome pass to AJ down the sideline and won the game, and everybody's cheering. And I think Mixon was on crutches and he's like hopping around and cheering. And I'll never forget that game as long as I live. But I think in the series the Bengals lead 9-5. I think.
Dolly Parton game. Yes. No one get that reference.
I got the reference.
Okay. I got very excited for a second. I'm sorry.
9-5.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, I didn't quite hear you at first, and then yeah.
Dolly Parton game.
It's one of my favorite songs of all time, for sure. Derek says, I'm not going to do what everybody thinks I'm going to do and freak out. What was that, half-baked? Nice reference. Nice. Okay, well, does anyone have anything for arts and crafts time? I forgot that I was going to decide that I was going to call the end of the show arts and crafts time. So whatever anybody else would like to talk about at arts and crafts time, I would like to talk about this VIP bracelet that fans of Cincy gave us for our tailgate. It is a souvenir I will keep forever. It says NOLA 2022 on it. This is like for your tailgate, so they knew that you could drink all you wanted. And then
That's
at the
awesome.
end of the game, a small child gave this to Cap. It's like beads, and it's got Jamboro on it.
That's so sweet.
That's awesome.
And I almost cried again. Like I cried like 6 times that day, and I was like, "What? Did you give me this? You wanted to give this to him?" But, so anyway, so that's what I have for arts and crafts. Anybody else have any arts and crafts they want to talk about?
So I actually had somebody make a custom hospital gown for me for delivery that just came yesterday, and I haven't had a chance to post it yet. It's, oh my goodness, I don't have the card in front of me. Her name is Lulu Designs, I believe, and they also design baby clothes. They sent extras, so they sent me some baby clothes and a Bengals what is it? Oh, goodness. Travel diaper changing thing. And the quality, for one, amazing. And I don't know if all hospital gowns has it, but it has like cuffs on the hospital gown to where like it's just so cozy. Love it. I'm so excited.
No, a
And
hospital gown is literally like a sheet with snaps on it. Like, it's nothing.
no, this is like legit.
disgusting.
I was so freaking excited when it came. So I'll post that and tag them. But I just want to say thank you. And it's amazing. And like I said, they sent all the other extras, and I'm just like,
Oh my gosh,
it's so cute.
That's so awesome. So where did you find them? Like on Etsy or Instagram or something?
So Aaron, who is a Bengals fan on here, suggested his sister when I said I was disappointed that I couldn't find like on Etsy or anything like that, somewhere that would make a custom one. And he said, reach out to my sister. She makes custom baby clothes, and I'm sure she can make this for you. And sweetest lady ever, super funny. And like she let me pick out like what fabrics I wanted, and just amazing.
Oh, wow.
So.
Wow. I cannot wait to see this. This sounds amazing. Yeah, definitely get me the link and I'll post it in the description here afterwards. But yeah, Derek thinks you're going to wear it to every game. It might be a little revealing. You might need something underneath it.
Oh, and it has Velcro on it too, so like you don't have to worry about like.
That's nice.
Yeah.
The snaps and things. Oh my gosh, that's incredible. I could go on for like an hour about hospital gowns, but I won't bore anyone with that non-content. No, hospital gowns are terrible.
Does it have a jersey number on the back, Rob? Just
Oh, that would have been great. That would have been hilarious.
I'm guessing it doesn't have a back at all.
Yeah, good point.
Oh wow, that's really cool. Anybody else have anything for arts and crafts time?
I don't think so.
No.
Is that the end? Okay then. Well, thank you guys so much. Thank you everybody that watched live. Thank you everybody watching after the fact. We really appreciate you all. Make sure you subscribe if you would like to a chance to win that Von Bell signed jersey. And we will see you guys next week. Hoo day, everybody.
Hoo day.